Okay, welcome back to what I hope is going to be the last video for Unbearable Revenge. I think I have a solution. At the end of the last video, and I've been having so many problems with recording here in the office that I keep recording videos I don't even bother posting because you don't get anything out of them. They're just illegible, or the audio is bad, or they stop in the middle for some reason. Like, it's just a mess. So I'm not sure what has or has not been said yet, as far as what videos have been posted. But what I've been barking, so the tree I was barking up at the beginning of the week was what I had announced long ago, which was I was going to try and do infinite health, start the timer, the bears can attack me all they want, I won't die, and so on. Ran into a bunch of problems with that, not in so much as, editing the addresses that contain their health, but in some server-side validation, which we could maybe see if we could overcome. But around Thursday, the end of Wednesday rather, I figured if that wasn't working, I'll just change tacks and do something else, under the wise assumption that you shouldn't commit to a mistake just because you spent a long time making it. Not that that was a mistake, because I think it can be done, but let's face it, there are easier ways to do this. There's more than one way to complete every objective, and there's probably an easier way than doing all that with the health. So my idea then was to teleport. The clue that we got from the CTF was cheesing the geometry. Now that could mean a lot of different things. It could mean it could mean moving your player object to an area that is inaccessible or unobtainable, that the mobs can't reach, essentially. It could mean teleporting your character around to the point where a solution can never be found because you're essentially not existing in one location long enough to do so. Well, anyway, there's no need to go over all the individual ways that could possibly be done. Because the approach that I decided to do was to try to teleport the camera, not the camera, my player object into the tree, because I discovered, well, a couple of things. I discovered, number one, that there is a difference. There's actually two objects that are associated with the player character. There is the actor object, which you're seeing here in the game. This is just standing around on the water. And then there is a camera object, which is what's actually looking at the player model right now. Now, the actors, the mobs, when they are aggroed, they will go after the location of the player object, obviously. They don't want to attack the camera. They want to attack because then when we're in third-person view, they would not be attacking the character model. They would be attacking us, right, sitting here at the computer. So I figured, okay, let's teleport. Let's change the location in the game of the player object to a location they cannot reach. And I thought briefly, how about under the ground? Well, I don't think that we can do that because unless we have the ability to hover, we're going to run into a problem because I don't think there's anything at all beneath us. It's like most games, it's a thin crust of object ground, and then after that, you fall forever. And then, of course, we'll be out of the circle, which I assume is really a sphere, and then we can't complete the quest. So there's a tree conveniently right next to that chest, and I said, well, that seems to be, the tree is there for a reason, right? They didn't just randomly put a tree there. Let's go inside the tree. So in a previous video, I did just that. I teleported the coordinates for our player object to that tree, and it worked a treat. The bears went for the tree, except every once in a while, they would retarget the camera. So it seemed clear to me that we were in a situation where the actor object updates based on the camera object periodically. And we simply couldn't overcome that for one reason or another. It just wasn't working out for us. So then I realized we need to teleport both the player object and the camera object into that tree in order for this to work. Okay, that brought us up to speed. So I started doing some work in Cheat Engine, and using the process of elimination that we have already gone through a dozen times now. I went ahead and basically, so what I did is I first scanned for an unknown value because I didn't know how the position coordinates were stored. And then since the z coordinate is the easiest for us to predict, right? On the y and z axis, okay, well, first of all, one of the things I learned through the process of doing this is that there is not an x, y, and z coordinate. It turns out that, like with a lot of 3D games, they don't use x, y, z. They actually use 4 values for the position. This is known as quaternions. And the reason that they do that is because in a 3D game, if you use x, y, and z, you run into a situation known as gimbal lock. And what that means is that, let's say that you have x, y, and z. Hold on a sec. Let's do a drawing here. It might help to conceptualize this. I'll keep one eye on the game, make sure no... because the bears do sometimes end up out on the water. We don't want that. This bear over here is already looking at me. I can see he wants some of this. Get out here, bear. All right, let's go back and let's new. All right, so when we say X, Y, and Z, what we mean is we have a virtual 3D environment, right? And of course, if we have like that, this is a 2D, right? Sorry, I'm already getting ahead of myself. Right, that's 2 coordinates. That means that a player character can exist somewhere along a 2-dimensional plane, either in terms of height or in terms of, well, I guess in this case we could say width, right? So we can have a model existing there. And that might be at position, let's say, I don't know, 3, 3, or something like that. We could have a model over here, and this would be at position, let's say, 4, 6, right? Just entirely hypothetical. Now, if we have a 3D environment, if we want to represent the position in space in that fashion, let me back out of some of these. We need to add a third coordinate out here, right? And that is Z. Now, the position of X, Y, and Z when we're talking about a virtual environment is completely arbitrary. I want to make that clear. I understand that in the diagram that I've just shown, it probably doesn't map those coordinates out in a way that you're familiar with if you've taken any kind of geometry or any other kind of simple math. But since it's a virtual environment, it is literally arbitrary which direction is pointing which way, right? Z could easily be up and down. Z could also easily be back and forth, and you can interchange those any way you want. It's a completely virtual environment. Gravity exists in whatever location or direction or velocity, or everything in a virtual environment exists entirely at the whims of the person who can control those variables. Now, what we're talking about here in terms of 3D programming in a game, though, is you usually don't want to use X, Y, and Z. Now, the reason for that is because if we have an X, Y, and Z, we can put that in essentially, we have a character model. Here's our character model. Okay, now that model can exist, or the camera can point in any location along those 3 axes. Those are the only 3 variables we're working with, right? So we have blue there will be X, I guess we'll say, and Y will be green, I guess we'll say, and Z will be gold, I guess we'll say. All right? Now, this is difficult. I'm drawing a 3D model in 2D, and I'm not a very good artist. But what this means is that our character model then could rotate, or the camera in this case could rotate along this axis, which might be, let me get back in the game here. So it might be this way, right? And then we're going to have another axis up and down. And then, of course, we have another axis for diagonal, right? Those are 3 dimensions. Now, the reason that you don't want to generally use those 3 vectors for 3D gaming is because of something called gimbal. And what that means is that sometimes you have a 3D model, and if you only have 3 vectors and you've got your X, let's say that Y and Z, however, become oriented along the same plane. Then you run into an issue where the camera is essentially locked into one location because the variables for the camera are the same. They become mixed up, right? They could They can get tangled up, I guess, for lack of a better word, right? That's called a gimbal lock. So instead, what generally you'll do in order to overcome that, at least not generally, I don't want to say generally because, you know, oh, and by the way, sometimes X, Y, and Z can also, in terms of the camera position, be known as the roll, pitch, and yaw. That's from aviation terms. Anyway, so what you want to do to overcome that is essentially you'll have a player model exist, all right, and it will exist within some sort of theoretical, completely hypothetical area, and that area is in relation to some other origin vector, right? So the player exists somewhere along the coordinates in their relation to this this forward vector, whatever it happens to be. These are called quaternions. There's 4 of them. So when you look through the game's variables in Cheat Engine, you're going to notice that there are 4 locations, 4 variables, 4 location. It's easy to miss, and I missed it for the longest time because when I'm sitting here in Cheat Engine, let me get back to Cheat Engine. So when I'm sitting here in Cheat Engine and I'm whittling down those variables, the variable that I can control best is going to be the one that controls the height. Since they're not labeled, I'm going to say that height is Z in this case, right? I don't know where I exist along X and Y, but I can control Z. Right now, I am at sea level. I can increase my position along the Z vector by going up higher or going down lower, right? So it's easy for me to first scan for an unknown variable, change my location along that vector, scan for an increased or a decreased variable, and do that until eventually I find my Z position, which is what I've done here at the top. And what that means, let me go back into third person view so that you can see, when I jump, my position along the Z vector changes. If I lock my Z vector, well, now I can't move up. And indeed, what I can do is I can even set this value to, let's set it to 8, and that should put us underground, which it does. Let's go a little bit farther underground, though, because we're technically in the ground. Let's go with 98. Let's go with negative 98. All right. So now I'm under the ground, right? And I can look around here. And indeed, by the way, you'll notice that I wasn't entirely correct. It does look like underneath the ocean is a seafloor, but, you know, whatever. At any rate, so my Z location is locked. I can fall, but I never finish falling because I'm sort of locked in this Z position where there's nothing underneath the player model. However, I was correct in that this won't work. We can't use this to hover under the ground because look at the value in Cheat Engine. Look at how it's bouncing from negative 98, which is what we set it to like negative 400 or something like that. That's because that position is updating faster than Cheat Engine is resetting that value. There's basically that Z vector, when our model is in this fall state, seems to be updating that Z value automatically for us. So the game is basically calculating our distance for falling, and then Cheat Engine updates it, and we go back to negative 98, and all is well there. So, I won't say all is well there, but you know. At any rate, let's go with 99. Get back up here to the world. All right, so anyway, doing that, I was able to detect our Z value, and then I'm able to lock our Z value. It's not going to help us with hovering because the game has some kind of... Sorry, I just realized I got something in my shoe. All right, so anyway, so the game has this falling mechanism, which we would have to then overcome in order to hover. And I think it's just much easier to just locate, since we found our Z value, to locate our X and Y, and then teleport into the tree where I don't think we're going to have to, because the ground should still exist under the tree model. It's not as if the tree, because the ground model is going to be put first, and then trees are going to be put on top. So it's not as if it's all one contiguous mesh or something. So anyway, under the assumption that these values exist near each other in memory, what I did is I just browse the memory region for that. Let me pull that over here. Now, and now what I'm expecting, or what I expected, is that when I move, well, first of all, if I move the camera, you can see certain positions update, right? That's going to be our position values for camera. when I jump, our z values update. You can see that there's actually three values for z. There's or is it four? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, there's 4 values for c. And if I move around, then you can see next to the z values is indeed our y and x. But again, you'll notice that there are 4 values, not 3, because it's not just x, y, and z. But I was able to essentially locate 3 out of the 4 values, which I called x, y, and z. Now, in quaternions, it would be x, y, z, and w. But I don't think we're going to need that because we're really only looking to teleport along a 2-dimensional vector anyway. I want my height to equal the height at the ground level near the tree. I want my x and y to change. So if I lock x, y, and z, essentially what I'm saying is that my player is going to be locked in space anyway, and we should be able to teleport. You can see I can make some progress if I follow along that one other vector that I don't have locked, like along this path, which tells me that my forward vector is somewhere Yali, like around somewhere off into space in this direction. But this should get us what we need, because now, let me pull this out. As you saw with changing my z vector, if I change my x vector, let me change this to... so if my z value, because I'm at sea level, if my z value remains the same, I should remain where I am here. But actually, hold on. I want to make sure I teleport in the right direction so I don't end up under the ground. Not that it really matters. Let's go back this way so we can see this is less, that is more. Okay. I'm going to teleport along the x-axis from negative 29,000 to negative 30,000. Should see the character jump. And indeed he did. Notice the camera didn't update because I didn't update that value, but the character model did. So let me actually point in this direction and you'll see. The camera didn't update, the player model did. So you see how my player model jumped away from the camera? And now, if I move the camera, it automatically updates to the player position. Okay? That means we got everything we need in order to pull this off. The only thing that we don't have are the exact coordinates for the tree. So I need to move my little dude over by the tree so I can get those values. And then once I have them, calculate roughly where will put me into the tree. And then once I have those values, I can hit the chest, type those values in, lock myself to that position, and then the bars can't get me, right? That's what we want to do. The one other thing that I found out, which is really frustrating, y'all, keep this in mind. The position coordinates that we're talking about here, they are not for the player object, they are for the current instantiation of the player object. So if you die, you actually need to start all over again with looking for those values, because the values that you had before will be attached to your former player actor object, which is only going to exist as a corpse in the game world, right? When you die and you respawn, you get a spawn of a whole new player object. So that sucks. All I can say is try not to die. And if you do, start over. It's really not that hard to get the coordinates back. If you die, it really takes a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes maybe, once you realize how to do it. But it's still really irritating to have to do that. So, in order to give myself time to work, I am going to clear out some of the bears on my way. I don't want to get attacked while I'm working on stuff and switching between windows. So I'm going to make sure I give myself plenty of space. Plenty of space. I don't want no secret bears. Alright, so if I'm standing here, and I'm actually going to write this down, like physically write it down. I could just take a screenshot, but... See, that's what I'm talking about. Damn it. So now you see the Z, X, and Y positions that I'm at here. You notice that they are continually changing even though my player object is still. Well, That's because it's not on my current object. I'm going to write down those coordinates anyway. Or just roughly their coordinates. Okay. And then I'm going to have to find those variables. These stupid bears, I swear, that really made me angry. I'm going to go on. Oh, another cowboy coder. I'm going to commit some bear genocide now just to make myself feel better before I go and find those variables again. All right, now that I'm over here, another thing that I can do since I have those previous values, die bears. Oh, see, they're coming after me. Get out of here, bear. Yeah, it's so tough. I should probably get myself made of them, and I'm back. I keep coming up with these cheats, but then I don't bother to enable them when I'm working on something else because I'm working on something else. Is just being in the circle, I wonder, does that aggro them? Because they seem to be coming from far and wide. Take a chunk out of me here. All right, so now that I'm by the tree again, I can do a new scan for a value between, and let's see, my previous x was negative 70, 73, so let me go 7, negative 7,000 to negative 72,000. Ah, here comes another bear. Damn it, bear. Go. Did I not find anything? Oh, no, I'm attached to the process. Value between. Okay. Apparently that is not correct. Alright, that's fine. Well, I guess now you'll get to see how I do it, since I'll be doing it from scratch. I'm gonna go where it's safe, where there's no bears, where I have regular access to the water here. So I like to start out on the water because I know that that's going to be a flat bit. It's not going to be 0. We saw that it was more like 98. So actually, let's scan for that. Anything between 97 and 99. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom up here, make myself up a little higher. And this will be an increased value. Next scan, and I'm going to stand still. I'm going to go for an unchanged value. I'm going to stand still, not touch my character at all, but I'm going to move the camera. Scan. See, we're down to 65 here, so let me zoom back down here. This will now be a decreased value. And I think we got it. It's going to be one of these. There's going to be more than one, by the way. Of course, there's going to be more than one. The way we test this is let's just add one and lock it, and if I can jump, then that's not the one. You notice that there's one that keeps changing between 98 and 0. I have no idea what that value is. It's not that one. Not that one. I mean, one of these is going to be the X position for the camera, or the Z position for the camera. It's a float value, so it's going to span over. Oh, come on, are you serious? Oh boy, I'm gonna be killing bears just for fun after this. All right, there we go. Last one right there locks our Z position on our model. So let's get rid of the rest of these. We don't need these anymore. Change this to Z position. Okay. Let's not lock that, but let's browse this memory region. I'm going to bring this over here so you can see it. All right. So what moves? If I move the camera, it's those. Alright. Ah, damn it. I'm not letting you get near me. Ah! Sneaky ass bears, get away from me. Alright. So, I'm seeing this memory address is changing. Copy that, and I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm not a big fan of Cheat Engine's UI when it comes to memory exploration because, well, that looks promising. That looks like a similar value to what we were working with before on our z-axis, so... Huh? But no, that's the camera position, most likely. Get out of here, bear. Alright, so it's not that. I'm just going to, once again, pick the next address here. Oh, I know what I need to do. I probably need to scroll up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. The what I'm calling the x and y coordinates are going to usually be before what I'm calling the z coordinates. You can see how the memory addresses have changed since the last time. You'll notice that the camera position and the player position z coordinates are the same. And that is the correct coordinate. So let's get our last coordinate. Let's lock this, and there we go. We are locked in place. We have our variables again. U, we don't need. All that Z, although I have no idea if it is ZY or X. I mean, it's not like they're actually named that anyway, so it's fairly arbitrary distinction anyhow. Alright, let's turn these off and go back to doing what we were doing and get those coordinates by the tree. My account after we died could not possibly be right now that I'm looking at it, so let's go back and I'm tempted to use the AK on them, but it is just too damn loud. Oh, you know what? While I'm at it, I'm going to get the infinite ammo thing going on, because I don't want to run out of ammo while I'm fighting them. So, let's do that. This one, we're going to do a new scan. Exact value will be 100, and wait for that mana to regen. Okay, mana's at 100. Let's do our first scan. And then we are going to scan for a decreased value. Then we're going to use up a bunch of mana. And then we are going to do our scan compared to the first. And then we're going to do an increased value. And this will be compared to that last scan because it is regenerating. And another increase compared to the last. And another increase compared to the last. Oh, and this is not a float. That's... I should have changed it. Yeah, let's do a new scan. Well, it's actually a 4-byte value for the mana. It's just much easier to identify if you have the right type. Okay, compared to the last scan, a decreased value. Compared to the last scan, it will now have increased. Again. And there we go. What accesses this address? Yes, attach a debugger. Get player mana. Break that. And good. Got our infinite mana. Infinite mana, super speed. Bear genocide. I really like the electricity spell because it makes no noise. Not that I'm opposed to noise, but the noises in this game are not very well normalized. So the AK-47, for example, is like 90 decibels compared to like the fire spell, which is much more reasonable. But the static spell, that does No sound at all, which is very nice. And it also doesn't have apparently any range limit, so as far as the eye can see is what you can hit, which is nice. I hear bears. I think I got infinite mana. Apparently, I just really bad shot. What the hell? Die. Okay. All right. All right. We got 2688.22 negative 7318 6446390. All right. I got it. I wrote it down. Now, what I need to do is teleport myself inside the tree. Oh, I acquired a holy hand grenade. What the hell is that? Holy hand grenade, 100 physical damage, since it cooldown regenerates automatically blown. Wow! Legendary hand grenade. That's awesome. Ah, God, damn it. Seriously? Tell you, that infinite health is it's more and more attractive. I'm going to go into third person view here so I can make sure I see where my model is. All right. So, right next to the tree here. So I can just move up a little bit along the y-axis. Let's go with, let's see, I'm at 461. Let's go with 520. Not quite enough. Let's do 540. Oops. Okay. I'm not quite all the way in the tree. Let's move along these. Sorry, this should be the X position, not Z position. I'm going to move along the X position. Let's do 32. Nope, other way. 290. Okay, let's do first person view. I cannot see anything. So I'm guessing I'm inside the tree pretty well. Okay. So then we need to change this to, should be 549.4. And we'll need to change our Z to 290.09, and our Z is pretty much the same. Okay. I would like to test this. Can I hit a bear from inside the tree? Yes, I can. Alright, I need to aggro a bear and see if it can get me. Come here, bear. I see you over there. If it can get me, then there's just... I should probably see if I could actually move. Oh, I can move. Okay. I don't know if I could move in one direction, but I could definitely move in the other. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay. I'm in the tree. I can't move back. I can move side to side. I think I need to be a little bit more in the tree. I have a feeling if I can walk out of the tree model, then the bears will be able to path to me and hit me. So I'm going to move a little more along this z-axis. Instead of 645, 40, or 64, 540, let's do 64, 5, let's try 590. That's looking pretty good. Still move. I think I'm feeling confident enough though. Let's give it a try. Oh jeez. No, wasn't supposed to happen. My value for some reason. Okay. Where am I? Oh! Oh, I accidentally teleported myself way far away. I must have hit the wrong. Okay, let's try this again. 64, 590. There we go. That's more like it. All right, I'm gonna aggro a bear. See if they can get me. You know, they're never around when you need them, damn it. Come here, bear. Killing me all the time when I don't need you, God. Oh, God, you're slow. Oh, goodness. I just need you to try and hit me one time. Just need to know. Trying to aggro another one. Doesn't seem to be able to path to me. Let's get some more. They're just inching their way towards me here. Which is a good thing. If they were moving fast towards me, it would mean that they were able to find a pathing solution fairly easily and can come chomp on me, but since they don't seem to have a clear way of getting to me, they're kind of taking their sweet time. This bear over here has done nothing to me the whole time it's been standing here. These ones I'm a little worried about, because this is the side of the tree that I can just kind of walk out of. I think, oh, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got it. The question is when the angry bears come with their AKs, will they be able to shoot me? I'm going to guess no, because these bears, with the distance they have, they should be able to get me. And if they can't get me, if they can't find a... Because the difference between a melee and a ranged weapon in a game is negligible. It's entirely in the effective radius of the weapon, right? So whatever math they're doing to determine the effective range of a weapon. But, I mean, there's effectively no difference. It's still an exchange of damage and health variables, right? So, if these people can't find a shooting solution, if these bears can't find a shooting solution to me, I'm guessing that the others won't either. All right, so let's... Oh, and I can't... Oh, there we go. All right. Kill these bears. Get them out of my face. All right, step out of the tree, and we're going to activate... Yeah. We're going to activate our chest. We're going to jump back in the tree. We're going to do this thing. We're going to get it. It's time for sure. All right, here we go. Back to the tree. And edit this variable. Okay. Now I see what I did last time to screw it up. I hit 94 instead of 64 because numpad am hard. Okay. Here come the bears. Hopefully all other things are equal. That bear can't get me. All right, let's go. I was a little worried there. It looked like it was finding a way to me. Oh, okay, we got bears all around us. And we're still good. Okay, I am going to sit here and just wait for this timer to run out. You know, I cannot do video editing at work here. I mean, obviously, I can barely do video recording here at work, and this would be a really great time. Oh, I'm at 16 frames. God. Well, hopefully you can see this. What was I going to say? I mean, I guess I got infinite mana. I could sit here and kill the bears too. They can't get me. Anyway, what I was saying is this would be a great time for me to speed up the footage rather than just having to pause it and wait. Whatever. I won't pause it. I guess you guys can fast forward if you need to. I am gonna just kill the bears because I got infinite mana and I can. And why not? I'm just gonna blast them. If they can't get me, I can get them. Somewhat. Seems like I can and I can't. Either that or maybe the damage that I'm doing here with the old static link thing is maybe it decreases or something. I don't know. It seems like it's taking longer and longer. There's just so many bears. I'm already at 3 minutes. I got my 4th or 5th cowboy coder. I can't tell if I'm not hitting these bears because of pathing or object collision, or if it's the dead bears or if it's the tree model. I don't know. It's one or the other. There's going to be a pile of dead bears outside this tree. Leave. Oh, the poor bears. They're just defending their chest. They're just doing their jobs. Oh, here come the angry bears. All right, this is the one I'm only kind of worried about. They're bigger. An AK. Here's the angry bears. The angry bears are much harder to kill. Look at this. It's just ticking by. It's working, though. We got it. We haven't been shot yet, and there's angry bears out here looking to shoot us. So this is fantastic news. We've got it. We just got to wait for the timer to tick down and collect our damn flag and never think about infinite health again. Well, I don't know. Maybe infinite health will be important for one of the other. But we found a way around it this time. You know, and the thing is like doing this is fun. I'm having lots of fun hacking the game and everything. It's nice to find these solutions and stuff. And so far it's been pretty easy, right? I've been working on, I mean, we did a TCP proxy. I was working on DLL injection to sort of package up my own like trainer. But to be honest with you, we haven't really needed any of that so far. We've been able to do everything we need to do really with just a cheat engine and a hex editor, I think, is all we've really used to complete these challenges so far. I gave myself infinite mana with cheat engine. We did speed hack with editing the with HXD, so maybe I should try the holy hand grenade. I'm worried that it causes player damage though, and I really don't want to mess this up at this point since we've only got a minute left. So I will try the holy hand grenade out, but it will be after the chest is open and I can collect the reward if I die. Assuming the chest doesn't close if I don't collect it. Okay, I guess I'll collect the chest. Look at all these dead. Oh my god. Look at all the live bears and the dead bears. Alright, I'm done killing bears. It's enough. Maybe I'll switch. Maybe I'll try my chest. Yeah, that doesn't really do much, but it does do damage. Let's try the cowboy coder. It at least does decent damage against the angry bears. Oh, I should probably give myself the infinite health, or the infinite ammo, huh? Whatever, that's fine. 20 seconds. Getting a shotgun ammo. Have not gotten a shotgun. Try the ice spill on him. That does good damage too. Another thing I like about quest completed, Unbearable Revenge. The bears remain, however, and I am frankly not sure if. Oh, okay. Are they wandering off? All right. They are vacating the premises. Mostly. Take your dead friends with you. Take your dead. Okay, the chest is open. I'm pretty sure that we can leave now. I'm gonna try the holy hand grenade. I'm pretty sure that if we leave, we'll be fine. Oh my god! Wow. The only thing I want to do with the Holy Hand Grenade is reduce this cooldown. Apparently, oh, it does do damage to me. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, I wonder if I mean, I can't just step out. There's all these bears, so we're going to have to clear them out so we can go pick up the reward. There's so many of them, though. Oh, get out of here, man. All of you, get out of here. That's the other thing I like about the static link, is you can just hold the button. It just goes. Sorry, man. Oh, that I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I mean, it's one thing to kill a bear, it's another thing to humiliate them like that. That's just too much. It's crazy the range on that. It just goes. Alright. Get out of the tree, collect our flag. And now they're all after. Okay. Char Star. What is the Char Star? Alright, whatever. Let's go get the chest, get our flag, and get the hell out of there, and see what's next. Because we did it. Wait, where is it? Oh, I'm buying. Loot the chest. What? Alright. Remote exploit, sniper ammo, 4,500 point coins, and the flag of the bear. I don't know why our server died. Hopefully it recorded that before we did. Is it this stupid error I've been having with the proxy script? No. It looks fine. Whatever, let's log in here and see what we got. It says I got 2 flags. Okay, so it did get it before we were disconnected. No, okay, so see what we got. There's our sniper, the remote exploits. Reach out and exploit your enemy's vulnerability to large caliber bullets. We also got the Char Star. What is this? There it is. Legendary magic spell. It's okay, so it's a better fireball. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's a much better fireball. And we got the flag of the bear. Flag of the cow. There's the flag of the bear. So what I would do for the assignment is I would pull up Notepad and put it in front of the screen so that we could see the flag of the bear in the inventory and the Notepad in the forefront. Take my screenshot, submit that, and now I want to try this out. Well, let's try the Char Star first. Oh, it's bigger. Oh, bear! I want to try something out. Does a lot of damage. And I'm getting a message on Teams. Okay, let's try this. There's no iron sights or anything in this game, so I don't know why there's a scope, but okay. Oh! That does a lot of damage. That was one shot. Infinite ammo with this baby, I think, is going to be all we need, and the volume is not unbearably loud. Okay, so we've got Fire and Ice, Blocky's Revenge, and Egg Finder to go. What do we have lined up on Canvas next? Egg Hunter. Okay, And I think I've already found some of the eggs, right? Oh, I thought I did. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Egg. Yeah, I've got 2 of 10. Now, this one should be pretty easy because those egg objects are some of those that are instantiated when the game first loads. So I'll just edit my parser script to print those out. We'll have their locations, and we can do what we did in Until the Cows Come Home and just get to those locations. Also, now that we know how to teleport, we could just teleport to those locations if we really wanted to, right? So, should not be too much trouble, I said confidently and wrongly, I'm sure. I'm gonna run back to the town and... Hey, rat. That's for you. That's for that one other time when a rat killed me. Anyway, I don't know why I'm running back to the town. Just because it's like a central, safer location. What is this? Oh, that goes up to Balmer Peak. And this is blocked. Okay. Okay. See if Mr. NPC dude is selling anything new or whatever. No, and I don't need to worry about ammo because I can give myself infinite ammo now. I can sell the Holy Hand Grenade. I think for the Holy Hand Grenade, the only thing I might want to do to it is, because there is no ammo associated with it, is reduce that cooldown, because there's a 10-second cooldown. If I switch to it, you can see if I throw it, I can't throw it again until my hand comes back up, which takes a little bit of time. There it is. So reducing that cooldown might be something I'd be interested in. But to be honest with you, I think I'm good with all these other weapons. Some of them are very powerful. So. All right, that's it. Unbearable Revenge in the tank. Let's get these videos uploaded so that you can see what I did. And let's move on to hunting some eggs. Sounds good to me. See ya in the future.